what many people don't know is that guest scheduling is a very important aspect of podcast campaigns. And when you're reaching out to guests, and you're telling them about the podcast, they have this 1 minute split second decision on whether to even consider you or reply to you or not. And some of the things they look at is the podcast name. Of course, you don't have to use leaders everywhere because we will reach critical mass with that. But there are some, like the LTC heroes, the disruptive innovators, SMB innovators. These are different ways that you can use your podcast name to boost the ego of the guest. Because don't forget, even whether you run a small podcast or a big podcast, the guests are coming in to also expose themselves. It's a platform for them to get more exposure, whether it's for their personal brand professionally, in this knowledge economy, or you are looking at those who are trying to expose their brands. And I've had to interview a couple of guests that are really, really focused on those kinds of things. So it's important to, again, like you said, Jake, there are different areas to look at this. There are some podcasts that have not really looked at this, I would call rule of thumbs. But I would say that, it's important to think about that first, because having your guests come on, especially high-level guests that receive hundreds of cold emails a day, is important because you want to make that good first impression.